Hello friends, welcome to Dipta's Parsala. Today we will discuss about nutrition in plants. In this chapter, we will discuss about the mode of intake of food by different organisms, digestion in human beings, parts of the digestive system, digestion in grass-eating animals, and also about the digestion in amoeba. You all know that by the process of photosynthesis, the green plants, they can utilize the sunlight, the water from the soil, the carbon dioxide from the air to synthesize glucose. Understood? So these are called as the autotrophs, whereas the other organisms, they cannot synthesize their own food. They have to depend upon the plants and other animals for their food. So they may be herbivores or carnivores or omnivores. The herbivores eat only the plant products, and whereas the carnivores eat the flesh of other organisms, and the omnivores, they eat both plant products and also the meat. But the intake of food or ingestion in different organisms vary from each other. For example, if we will talk about a snail, it eats the leaves or insects, okay, and the process of feeding is scraping. And the ant, they chew their food particle, whereas the eagle-like birds, they capture and swallow small animals. The lice, the mosquito, they suck the blood of the organisms. The butterfly suck the nectar of the flower, that is called as siphoning. And the house fly, it eats almost every kind of food, and the process of intake of food is called as sponging. Here you can see a house fly. It is sitting on a food. What they do, they actually secrete some saliva on the food, then they digest the food material outside the body, and then that digested food they eat, that is called as sponging. The honeybees, they suck the nectar of the flowers. The butterflies, they also suck the nectar, that is called as siphoning. The crocodile, like carnivores, they capture, they chew, then they swallow their food particles, whereas the calf, they are other mammals, they suckle the milk from their mothers. And this is the hummingbird, which is suckling the nectar of a flower. Okay, so it varies from organism to organism. Here I will tell you one interesting fact about the starfish. Starfish generally eat the celled organism, for example clam. When the starfish captures the organism, what it does, it pops out its stomach through the mouth, and then it captures the soft body of that celled organism and eat it. Now moving further, let's discuss about the digestion. What is the meaning of digestion? Digestion means the breakdown of complex food material into smaller molecules and the absorption of these components by the body. Here, you know, we eat different kinds of food which has different components like proteins, fats, carbohydrates, which are very complex food materials. So when we eat them, it breaks into smaller particles inside our body. Okay, then some amount of energy is released, which is utilized for various function of our body. So this process is called digestion. Digestion in human beings occurs in certain steps. For example, ingestion, then next one is digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Here this picture shows the digestive system of human beings that starts in the buccal cavity or from the mouth, that leads to the food pipe or called as esophagus. Then it leads to the stomach, which is a muscular sac-like organ. Then it leads to the small intestine, and the small intestine into the large intestine, and the large intestine ends in the anus. Okay, so this is the digestive system of the human beings. Here you can see a triangle shaped organ, that is the liver, which is the exocrine gland. Okay, so this liver secretes the bile juice, which is very important for the digestion of protein particles. And here this cream color organ is the pancreas. It secretes pancreatic juice. It also helps in the process of digestion. So how we are eating the food and how digestion occurs, let's understand it stepwise. Okay, when we eat some food directly, we cannot swallow it. It will stuck in our throat, right? So we need to chew the food by using our teeth. And you know, we are having 4 types of teeth, like incisor for biting purpose, canine is the sharp teeth for piercing of the meat and meat products, like that that premolar and molar, they help in the chewing process. So the mechanical breakdown of the food particle occurs in the buccal cavity or inside the mouth. We chew the food by the help of the teeth. So what happens in the buccal cavity? In the buccal cavity, when we chew food, you know, our tongue helps in the mixing of the saliva in the food. So what is saliva? Saliva is a juice. It secretes from the salivary gland present in the buccal cavity, and this saliva, when it mixes in the food, it moistens the food, which will make easier okay, for the swallowing of the food. This saliva has certain enzymes called as salivary amylase or ptyalin, and it breaks down the complex starch into simple sugar. Understood? So we can say the digestion starts in the buccal cavity. These chewed food, partially chewed food, enters from the buccal cavity to the esophagus or the food pipe. So what happens? How the food moves further in the food pipe? In the food pipe, the food material, it goes down by continuous contraction and relaxation of the muscles, and this process is called as peristalsis or peristaltic movement, and this occurs throughout the alimentary canal. Okay, so now the food particles push down from the esophagus to the stomach, and the stomach, which is a muscular organ, here you can see the stomach receives the food from the food pipe. So here this stomach secretes some mucus, hydrochloric acid, and some digestive juice which contains one enzyme called pepsin. So this mucus protects the inner lining of the stomach from the acidic environment, and the hydrochloric acid, it breaks down the complex food material such as protein into smaller forms, and the pepsin helps in the breakdown of these proteins. What else the hydrochloric acid do? It kills the bacteria, so many microbes, it enters into our body through along with the food material. So it also kills those harmful microbes. And here at the end of the this stomach, there are some muscles that is called as sphincter muscle, which again push the food material into the small intestine. Okay, so what happens in the small intestine? In the small intestine, most of the chemical digestion occurs. The small intestine receives the bile from the liver and also the pancreatic juice that is secreted by the pancreas through the pancreatic duct, and this bile breaks the fats into fatty acids and glycerols, whereas the pancreatic juice, it breaks down the complex food materials such as carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. The carbohydrates breaks into glucose, the proteins breaks into amino acids, and the fats breaks into glycerol and fatty acids. So most of the digestion occurs in the small intestine. But can you imagine the small intestine is very highly coiled structure, and it is about 7.5 meter long. At the end of the small intestine, some intestinal juice secretes which completes the digestion process. Okay, so what happens from in the small intestine, when the digestion of the food will complete, that time the digested food will be absorbed by the inner lining of the small intestine. Here you can see some finger like structures are present in the inner lining of the small intestine. These finger like structures are called as villi, and again if you will magnify this villi, you can see again some small finger like structures that is called as microvilli. So these are attached to lots of blood vessels, and through these villi the food materials which are already digested, they are absorbed, and through the blood particles they reach to different body parts and all the cells. Understood? And this process is called absorption. So what does the villi do? The villi actually increases the surface area of absorption of the food material inside the small intestine. Okay, so from the small intestine, when the food will be absorbed by the blood, then again they will mix together to form complex materials like protein. for the requirement of the body, and this is called assimilation. Again, what will happen? The glucose which is formed from the carbohydrate, it reacts with the oxygen. That oxygen we get when we breathe. Yes, so glucose will react with the oxygen and it will form carbon dioxide, some water and energy. This energy is utilized for various body functions, and the process is called assimilation. Then the undigested food material from the small intestine, it enters to the large intestine, and unlike the small intestine, the large intestine, it doesn't secrete any enzyme, it doesn't help in, it has no work in the process of digestion. So it only absorbs the salt or the electrolytes and the water from the undigested food material, and rest of the undigested thing will be stored in the rectum, and at times it will come out, means the excreta or the feces will come out through the anus, and the process is called as egestion. So the total process of digestion, how we will understand? The food particle we will chew, it will go to the esophagus, then to the stomach. From the stomach, protein will be digested, then again the food will go to the highly coiled small intestine, and from the small intestine to the large intestine, the undigested waste will come out from the anus. So this is all about the human digestion. Understood? So this is all about our today's session. So let's have a quick revision what we have learned. So we know the feeding of different organisms, means ingestion, process of ingestion varies from organism to organism, and the digestion in human beings, it occurs in different steps such as ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. And the digestion starts in the buccal cavity, then in the stomach. Stomach breaks down the proteins, and then the small intestine, which breaks all kind of food, digest all kinds of food like protein, carbohydrates and fats. And the large intestine, it absorbs the extra salt and the water into the body, and then the undigested waste, that is the excreta or the feces, it comes through the anus. Okay, so this is all about our today's session. In the next session we will discuss about the digestion in grass eating animals and also in amoeba. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you are having any doubt, please write it in the comment section, subscribe and share to my channel. Thank you.